皆さん、こんにちは! Welcome to the best Japanese lesson in the galaxy! This is the first historical live broadcast of this channel. ようこそいらっしゃいました。今回が初となりますライブ配信です。I really wonder if people can comment here, so let me know in the comment section. Chat. This is where you can ask me stuff about Japan and the Japanese language. I really wonder if people can see this. Okay. 調子はどうですか? This is live. Okay, let's wait for more people to join. Please feel free to comment. コメントしてくださいね。見たいんでね。ちゃんと聞こえるかな？見えるかな？ I still don't see the comments. Do I need to go to the YouTube page to check it out? I can do that. ちょっと待ってね。ちょっと待ってね。YouTube ベストジャパニーズですね。お、ライブやってる。OK, OK. So, yeah, I don't see the comments yet. Oh, there it is. There it is. Woohoo! I see it on the YouTube channel, but why don't I see the chat in here? It doesn't show here. Yo. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move to the YouTube channel. Hey, 皆さんこんにちは。あはー、元気？みんな元気？しゃ！やるぜ！ We only have like 50 people watching. 50人しかいないけどね。50人しかいないけどやるぜ。What does this mean? 私がだよ。私がだよ It sounds like a incomplete sentence, but it means I am or something like that. The volume is fussy. Is there a way I can? There's a delay, or is it not sound to the mic? Audio is meh. ちょっと待ってね。ちょっと待ってね。I'm gonna figure out if there's a way to make the audio better. This is my first time, so I really don't know how to do this. ちょっと待ってね。これどうなってんだろうな。Why do I have two windows open? ちょっと待って。Why is it echoing? Is it still echoing? Ha ha ha. Like check, check, check. Settings. The audio is a bit better? Oh, okay. ちょっと待ってね。じゃあ、how about now? How about now? Good? Hey! じゃあ、じゃあ、あれやろう。I probably should post this on Facebook, right? That I'm doing this. ちょっと待ってね。Facebook に載せるから。Get your questions ready while I'm doing this, okay? because I'm broadcasting live. It's so laggy. Everything that I'm doing on this computer is like super laggy. Super laggy. Wait. Okay. Live on YouTube. Wage. Okay, let's do this for the people on Facebook. Okay. はい。じゃあ、質問タイム、question time. You guys can ask me questions about Japan or the Japanese language. Let's do it. Difference between ga and wa. Personally speaking, ga is more for like super specific thing. Like if okay, so for example, here's a pineapple. Okay, here's a pineapple, and if the pineapple itself is doing something, like the pineapple was running, like specifically about pineapple, it's pineapple ga hashitteru. You know, you just when something is the main character, you kind of use ga. Wa is more like when you're fuzzily explaining about something. You know, today it's raining. You know, 今日は雨. You know, today is raining. You know, something like that. But you kind of have to get used to it to know the difference. So if you just explain like 僕は so frigging awesome, you know, I am so frigging awesome would be 僕は. But if I was doing something, you know, it's more for verbs too. Like 僕が, like if someone asks me, or anyone, like, oh, who wants to take out the trash? Then I would say 僕が yaru. I will do it. You know, it is the I who will do it. By the way I explain this stuff is totally not like the textbook style, because textbook use words like, oh, conjunction, participle, preposition. I really hate using those words. I'm just explaining it in my own way, so hopefully it's easier for you guys to understand, but yeah. Disclaimer. Yeah, hard to understand, right? It's personally hard for me too. When like that's like the first step when I want to give up on learning a language, is when people start using like, oh yeah, it's the pronoun preposition properties of the Froplikish or Pamaka metropolis of the, you know, metropolis. It's like, no, I didn't learn that in school. How do you say family in Japanese? Family, first of all, is kazoku in Japanese, and then mother is. It depends on how you want to say it, though. Like if you want to say it properly, mother is okasan, father is otosan, and then brother. It depends if it's an older brother or younger brother. An older one is onisan or onichan, and then younger brother is ototo or brother. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I heard that in Japan there's an expression that you say that means pardon the intrusion when you go to someone's house. Oh yeah. Why is that? Because it's somebody's house and you're just, you know, going in. Like it's not like you're just gonna go inside someone's house like, yeah, you know. It's like, thank you for letting me into your house. You know, I'm gonna disturb you, you know, because you might have been doing something. I think the Japanese culture is a lot like it's a very humble culture, so it's kind of like people try to keep things to themselves, meaning they don't like disturbing other people's business, you know. So here too, it's showing respect when you're going to someone's house. It's like ojamashimasa. Jama means to disturb, you know. So literally, this means I will be disturbing you, you know. I'll be disturbing you, but thanks for letting me in your house while you might have been doing something really, you know, busy. And yeah, so you know, these are the things that you need to know, like when you're learning Japanese, because it's way more than the actual, like literal translation of things. You have to understand the culture. Okay. Let me see. ありがとう。どういたしまして。Do people speak like anime characters? そんなことはないぞ. Nobody really talks like anime, except for me. Is there a big difference in words you say when saying it's a female or male? Is there a large difference from masculine versus feminine with oh, okay. You mean like when girls talk, when guys talk kind of thing, huh? Well, yeah, there's a huge there used to be a bigger difference, but nowadays there isn't much. Like there used to be a time when girls actually talk like girls, but these days girls talk like guys too. You know, they a lot of people use like a low class level way of speaking, which sometimes make girls look kind of not as how do you say like well educated. But that I guess that's a trend these days with younger people too. But compared to other language, I don't think there's that much of a difference when guys or girls talk. Uh, could you please tell us the correct tongue position of dagyo? Oh, okay. Dajizu de do, right? Da. The tongue is like just the tip, just the tip, just the tip, baby. Da. But that's for da. Ji is just inside. Ji, zu, de, do. So da, de, do has the tongue like here. Only the tip. Why can girls not say book to refer to themselves? Because it's usually for guys, but it's like saying it's like saying she for a guy, you know. So it just doesn't happen. But some girls say this, you know, in like a hujoshi way or something like that. But I recommend people not to say this because it's gonna make you look like a weird person or a weird person. If I wanted to say, do you have plans for your birthday? How should I say? Well, this is gonna be long. Um, 誕生日何かするの? 誕生日 is birthday. 何か is something. するの? Are you gonna? You know, so birthday something. Are you gonna do? That's how it goes. Greetings from Germany. Hey, guten Morgen or Nacht. Is there any difference between minasan and minna? Yes, minasan is more formal. Minna is for like friends and stuff. So if you say minna when you're making a speech for like elders and like important conference, you're probably gonna look like a dumb person. Minna. It's like going to an important conference and be like, "What up, bruh?" You're gonna look like a dumbass. Whereas if it's like, "Ladies and gentlemen," that's kind of like minasan, sort of. What type of speech do I use with a caster? Just do formal. Minasan mean in English? Oh, minasan is like everybody. Everybody. People. You know. おっぱいが大好きですか？はい、大好きです。おっぱい大好きです。はい。Teach about the particle no. No is when like possessive. Ooh, big words. No. It's when something belongs to something. It's of. You know. Just think of it as the equivalent of. Boku no piko means my piko. Piko of me. You know. No. Uh, let me see. Like, I'm trying to figure out. My ukulele. Boku no ukulele. You know, that's how you use it. Hi from the Netherlands. Lekker! Could you give us an example of how you usually speak in Japanese? お腹減ったかな。なんか食べたいな。何を食べようかな。パン食べたいな。おっぱいっていいよね。Yeah. Hi from Greece. Hey! What other ending words are used when speaking formally? I noticed sang and ska a lot. Sang is used for people who you have to pay, like for example, to somebody who you're not really familiar with, or somebody who you respect, or somebody who's older than you, or whatnot. You use sang, so jo-san, or something like that. Ska is like this. Ska is like when you're asking a question and want to make it formal. Bruh, you speak Dutch. Oh, echt? Man. Texas coming through. How do you learn kanji pronunciation when a kanji has like 10 of each one? No, not really. Basically 2, at least. There's something called, like, so for each kanji characters, there's something called kunyomi and onyomi. And this, I probably should explain in another video because it's going to be a little confusing. Can gohan also mean lunch than just... Gohan can mean any meal, but it can mean rice too. Cooked rice, that is. Uncooked rice is kome. Kome, maybe. That's how you go. Can you give an example of how to introduce yourself? Like, my name is... Okay. 私の名前はジョーです。私、I, の、see, of, 名前、name. My of name is Joe. 私の名前はジョーです。Des for formality. But in anime, you know, you probably see scenes where people don't say that because, like, the main character is too cool to be formal. It's like, あれじゃあよろしくね like that kind of shit. よろしくね is like nice to meet you in a informal way. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, I already explained this, but the word Jap is a racist term, so don't use it. A lot of people use this, and I feel uncomfortable. I wish more people knew about this. You know, some people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. No, it really matters, at least to me, so yeah. I think part of teaching Japanese and the Japanese culture here, I think that is included. Uh-huh. It's like almost, well, it's kind of like saying the N word. Do you have any recommendation on Japanese language books? Manga. And I'm not even kidding about it. I learned. If I go to Japan, then I'll meet Joseph. Oh, like if then? Moshi is if. Moshi. You should be a voice actor. I know, right? If you guys have connections, hook me up. コレクションを作ってくれよ。Can you do an Osaka accent? Yeah. So I'll give you guys an example of Tokyo accent and Osaka accent. I'm gonna say the same thing, but in these different accents or dialect. I don't know. Okay. Something. I'm trying to think of a sentence. なんでだよ、お前。ふざけんなよ。would be Tokyo. なんでやねんな、お前。ええ加減にせえよ、お前。would be Osaka. So it's really different, right? How to answer phone in Japanese. You would say, もしもし、もしもし。By the way, yeah, I'm not gonna tolerate any like, mean comments here. So just so you know, because I'm not sure what that means, but I have a feeling that might be a very offensive. But most of you are cool. Which I wouldn't really understand why people would come watch this, show and start saying mean things. Okay, well. Let me see. Why? Why is it freezing? Let me see. Let me go back to comments. Okay. Well, you have been warned, and that's what's gonna happen. Okay. 声が聞きたい means I want to listen. I want to hear your voice. 声 is voice, and 聞きたい is I want to listen to. No. It's not. It wasn't your comment. No, not you. Something. But don't worry, it's been taken care of. See, I knew this was gonna happen. Is there any meaning why we must say moshi moshi? There's a history behind this moshi moshi. So when phones were first introduced to Japan, the first thing they started saying was mosu mosu, and mosu means to say something. Like I'm saying something. Like it's kind of like check. And mosu mosu just became moshi moshi. Yeah. How do you say I know you don't like meat? Like in what context do you want to say that? Do you want to ask if someone's vegan or something? I'm sorry people are rude, Joe. Well, I knew this was going to happen. It is YouTube, but it's okay. Everything's under control. If we stick together and be awesome people, that's good. You think it's easier for a Chinese to learn Japanese? I think so because being fluent in Japanese, learning Mandarin Chinese was pretty easy. Pretty easy. It is a big advantage that you probably know the Chinese character, right? If you know how to pronounce stuff in Chinese for the characters, it's gonna be very easy. Well, it depends on the person. Hello, Singapore. How many languages do you speak? I speak like 4 or 5. I speak a lot of language because I want to have a conversation with my fans. 頑張ってジョーさん。頑張ってジョーさん。Easiest way to learn hiragana, katakana, and kanji is through manga and anime. お前が素敵な人だ。意地悪なコメントなんて気にするなよ。 Okay, so I'm gonna fix that sentence. あなたは素敵な人です。意地悪なコメントなんて気にしないでいいよ。That would be more polite because the way you said it is kind of. I wouldn't say it that way. Let's just put it that way. Like using omae is not too cool. Like even with like friends, like even when friends call me omae, it doesn't make me feel good. Kimi would be good. Could you please explain the difference between ga and wa? I already did that, like, so you might want to rewind back and check that out. I spent like a long time explaining that. So. Is there a difference to the Japanese education system versus the U.S.? I think so. I think the education system is way higher in many places in Japan compared to many places in the States. And then like it's really silly when people try to use translator and try to talk to me because I have a feeling that you use translator for that. Just talk to me in English. Why do people have to say itadakimasu before they eat? What does it mean in English? It's paying. It's like being respectful to the food. Itadakimasu means it's a very polite way to say I will be having this food, you know. And what that means is that thank you for the food on the table. You know, people actually respect the food that's being served. As if I'm not mistaken, a lot of Asian countries like that too. You know, like there's respect to the food that's brought on the table. You know, you don't see too many people doing those food fight that you see in the States and stuff. You know, just like treating food like crap. You don't see that like almost ever in Japan. So, you know, because there's this mentality of thank you for this meal being served. Yeah. Would you say the Japanese education is harder? Oh, hell yeah. Any more songs in the future? Yes, I made a channel especially for music. Hi from Malaysia. Konnichiwa. What books do you recommend to someone that wants to learn Japanese the correct way? I don't know because I personally don't like textbooks, so that I don't really know. Because I feel like a lot of textbooks teach stuff not so correctly. That's what it is. Welcome home would be okaeri nasai. How can I memorize left, right, front, back? I'll probably do that in another video. Would they even say itadakimasu if they're eating alone, or is it if it's junk food? Yeah, like usually that's the way, but a lot of people don't say it these days too. So you know, it's not a must, but it's always it's just a matter of like respecting the food or not. You know, I hear a few ways people say I love or I like you, but I never hear anyone say aishiteru. How come? Because it's very different from Western cultures. You know, like many Western cultures are more aggressive when it comes to things like love. You know, people say "I love you" 2 million times in a day, and if you don't say "I love you" once, it's gonna be like you didn't say "I love you." But like in Japan, it's not like that. Sort of like if you just overuse that word, it's kind of be like it's kind of be like a cringe sort of. Maybe that's the word. Yeah, it's cringy if you use "aishiteru" unless it's really like the moment you want to say "aishiteru." You know, I don't know, but it depends on the person, of course. The Dallas Anime Convention. Oh, thanks, thanks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Next year would be awesome. I want to move to Japan to teach English after college, but I was wondering if racism was a common thing in Japan. There's like when I talk about racism, I'm not sure if I even understand the term correctly because there's racism and discrimination, okay? So, and coming from the United States, if I compare it to that, I can't say anything for 100% because there are always assholes anywhere, but I would love to say that compared to what I have experienced and seen, the things I've actually seen when I was hanging out with my friends from foreign countries or like the things that I've heard and everything, I've never seen anyone getting treated unfairly in Japan. And a lot of people say that, oh, Japan is a cold country. I don't think so. I think, as I already explained in the beginning of the show, it's a country of humility and things like that, so people don't like bother you when you're dealing with your own business and stuff. So that's maybe why a lot of people think that people are cold in Japan, but that's not how it is. I actually have only seen people who are very outgoing into meeting people from foreign country in Japan. People are actually interested, like where people are from, and they like to be enlightened. But that's what I've seen. Okay, so I would really love to say that Japan is one of the friendliest countries in the world, but of course I can't say anything for 100% because there's always people who want to say things like "Wee," But yeah, from my experience, what I've seen from around me, it's good. How would you say "excuse me" for a situation like asking for directions? You'd say "sumimasen, sumimasen." You can use this for sorry too. 人生って何ですか？まあ人によるよね。Yeah, Daisuke is a name, and Daisuke means. You might want to check out my other videos that I posted on this channel because I explained that. I explained that word, Daisuke and Daisuke. By the way, aishiteru is I love you, Daisuke is I like you very much. My brother saw your video of how to flirt and he loves you now. Thank you. What do you say after you're done eating with your friends' families? Gochiso-sama. Gochiso-sama. How do you say in Japanese when you want to break up with your girlfriend, boyfriend? You say wakareo, wakareo. Let's separate. Thank you for the lessons. No problem. I just assumed it's a rare situation. Not many people are like that, and so many others are very helpful and welcoming. Yeah, yeah. So that's why I'm saying with like there are assholes anywhere. It's gonna be like that anywhere. That's what I keep in mind too when I travel. But that's not gonna change my idea of loving the world. Any tips for learning Japanese without any friend or teachers that speak Japanese? Watch my channel. Watch my channel. This one. Why does Japanese use so many words literally from English? It's kind of like that in many countries too, right? I mean, a lot of people use English words. Okay, I'm gonna go soon. Probably gonna do this sometime else. But yeah. Maybe I should do this every day instead of making these videos. I don't know. Maybe it's easier for me to keep up every single day. That's a big water bottle is 大きいボトルだね。大きいペットボトルだね。Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably do more live because I'm starting to get tired of like editing stuff, filming stuff. But I need to post the video of convenience stores. Uh, but yeah, I also have something like a tutorial video for Shibuya. So please, I'm sure most of you already subscribed to this page. That's probably why you guys are here. But if you haven't subscribed to it, um, share this channel to your friends. Okay? I might just go back online in a few hours or something too. So, all right. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys later. I don't know where the stop button is. How am I gonna stop this? Uh, can I, where? Oh, there it is. Okay. じゃあまたねみんな。また後で。バイバイ。